Hello everybody and welcome to a new battle. Today I have a LC tier battle. This team is made by Luthier and Shrug and they explained what and why they made this team, so I'll tell you what they wrote. The team is centered around luring and removing fungus with Corefish and Timber. Typically, fungus is a pain to deal with thanks to Spore and Regenerator. However, with Watery MZ and Stealth Rock, Corefish can overcome its would-be check, clearing the way for Timber to dish out damage. Spritzy also appreciates the removal of its best counter, and it serves as a sturdy fighting type answer. Abra was added largely for its speed, as without it the team is incredibly slow, with Life Orbit is immensely threatening, which helps keep up an offensive tempo. The last 2 slots are dedicated to compressing hazard control and checks to keep Pokemon together, leaving Onix and Vullaby as the only choices for the team. Onix was added to cover the glaring weakness to flying types, and of course, offer Stealth Rock support. Especially defensive Vullaby was added to patch up the team's issues with Sucker Punch Ghastly, while also being a generally solid pick due to defog, and naturally pressuring grass types for Corefish. First on the team is Onix with EV Light and ability Weak Armor and move Stealth Rock, Rock Blast, Earthquake and Explosion 76 in HP, 236 in attack, 196 in speed Jolly Nature. Onix is using an extremely standard set and is the primary switch into flying types. Spritzy is a secondary Vullaby check against flying spam matchups. Otherwise, Onix will be a rather mindless response to Vullaby early game. To secure Stealth Rock is set up. Hidden Power Grass Vullaby is very difficult to deal with, however, so do be mindful of any teams that pair Ponyta and Vullaby together, or otherwise may have Flyinium Z Vullaby, as such compositions are more likely to have that set. Setting Stealth Rock is frequently more important than catching their Onix switch in with a neutral stab attack, though against Steryu teams, this is rarely true. Often you cannot secure damage on Steryu if you opt to get up your hazards and instead should try to take out Steryu with your Onix. Steryu is Explosion's primary target, with Shelder and Snivy being noteworthy mentions as well. Onix is also the only thing in the way of Magnemite using Volt Switch to pivot and chip through the entire team. Next is Vullaby with Berry Juice and ability Overcoat moves a Brave Bird, Knockoff, U-turn and defog 116 in HP, 76 in defense, 156 in special defense, and 116 in speed Jolly Nature. Special defensive Vullaby is the tier's best glue option and makes a rather typical last addition. Overcoat is a preferred ability as it hedges the fungus matchup greatly by giving the team an immunity to Spore. Running Weak Armor instead is a possible change, though that forces you to predict correctly around fungus every time. Vullaby manages to patch nearly every hole in the team. It provides checks to fungus, fighting types, Abra, Ghastly, and Snivy all in one slot, though it must pick one in a game. This Vullaby set is a very common last choice on a team because it provides so much utility and acts as a strong blanket check. Defog is a necessity to have a chance against sticky web teams. Timber is next, holding EV Light ability as Iron Fist moves are Drain Punch, Mach Punch, Knockoff and Ice Punch 196 in attack, 156 in defense and special defense Adamant Nature. Timber is fairly difficult to switch in on already, even with fungus to resist its fighting type moves and use Regenerator to stay healthy. If Corefish is able to successfully remove the foes that can stand up to its Iron Fist boosted Drain Punch, Timber becomes even more difficult to manage. Mach Punch is very useful coverage. In conjunction with Corefish's Aqua Jet, it prevents this slower offense team from losing to numerous quicker wall breakers. This Timber hits 12 special defense to check Ghastly in a pinch, as its typing and power limit the team's counterplay otherwise. Timber is also one of the team's few outs against Steryu. Next Pokemon is Corefish that can use Hydro Vortex, because Watery MZ ability is adaptability moves a Dragon Dance, Knockoff, Aqua Jet and Crabhammer 196 in attack, 76 in special defense and 236 in speed Adamant Nature. Corefish is the primary breaker with its adaptability boosted Hydro Vortex. Despite running Dragon Dance, an Adamant Nature is preferred to guarantee your ability to KO Fungus and Marini with the combination of Stealth Rock, Knockoff, and Hydro Vortex. Unfortunately, this leaves Corefish with 13 speed, or 19 speed after a Dragon Dance, Consequently, even a +1 core fish is outsped by the entire boosted tier and ties with a few fast and boosted threats. However, Aquajet is powerful enough to threaten a KO on most of these quicker threats with little prior chip damage. It is worth noting that +1 Hydro Vortex will OHKO Snivy after Stealth Rock. Spritzy with EVA Light's next ability is Aroma Veil and moves Our Wish, Protect, Moonblast and Psychic. 212 in HP, 196 in defense, 12 in special attack, 76 in special defense and 12 in speed. Bold nature. Spritzy serves several purposes. Chiefly, it is a resilient fighting type check, though it also serves as a lure that secures damage on key Pokemon with Psychic. Corphish and Spritzy happen to have a large overlap of counters. Ferroseed, Fungus, and Marini are all important to secure damage on and pressure out whenever possible, which Spritzy enables with Psychic. Ferroseed can be dealt with through Moonblast chip damage, though it is more important to note that Spritzy's Wish Passing allows Timber to switch in on Bullet Seed fairly well. Ferroseed is often forced in against Spritzy, which permits fairly secure doubles to either Timber or Abra to keep up momentum. If Fungus manages to escape Hydro Vortex, the combination of Crabhammer from Corphish, Ice Punch from Timber, and Psychic from Spritzy should manage to keep it at bay. Psychic is also necessary to limit Gastly's ability to switch in and pick up KOs. And last member is Abra with Life Orb and ability as Magic Guard moves a sub, Psychic, HP fighting and Dazzling Gleam. 240 in special attack and 200 in speed. Timid nature. Life Orb Abra is one of the tier's hardest Pokemon to check, and its sheer strength is greatly appreciated on this team. Abra usually holds a focus sash, which may mean that the opponent plays such that you can easily get up a substitute or KO their Vullaby unexpectedly. Generally, Abra is useful for clearing out the opponent's less important Pokemon, forcing something useful to take a Hydro Vortex, even if they play around the Z move. Life Orb Abra can comfortably OHKO Fungus, Vullaby, and fighting types, which the team greatly desires. Life Orb gives Abra the raw power to KO EVA Light Diglett after Stealth Rock the majority of the time, and Substitute can shield it from Pawniard Sucker Punch, which can make an unsuspecting opponent suddenly need to sacrifice several more Pokemon just to take down Abra. Because this is very long, I'm not going to tell weakness, resists, and immunities for both team. You will have that in description of the video, so let's jump into a battle. He leads with Alolan Grimer. I lead with my Corphish, because I thought he would lead with Diglett, so he can trap my Onix and kill me. Corphish's attack and speed rose, because I used Dragon Dance. The opposing Grimer used knockoff, but I have Waterium Z Crystal which can't be knocked off. Corphish surrounded itself with its Z power. Corphish used Hydro Vortex which comes from Crabhammer. And Grimer from Alola fainted. He sent out Timber. Timber used Priority Mach Punch that did 30% to Corphish. I used Crabhammer, since it's the most powerful move I have on Corphish. This time I used Priority Aquajet and Timber lost last 20% of its HP. And Timber fainted. He sent out his own Corphish. This time he used Aquajet. I didn't use Priority, that's why he attacked me first. My Corphish fainted. I sent out my own Timber. He used Crabhammer and landed a critical hit. I used Ice Punch because I thought he would send his Vullaby since it's super effective, but he stayed and now he's frozen solid. Frez didn't last long because Corphish thaw out on first turn. He attacked me with Crabhammer again, but this time Timber avoided the attack. I used Drain Punch and the opposing Corphish had its energy drained. 50% drained, which is good with that miss and all. He used Crabhammer once again. This time Crabhammer landed. And Timber fainted. I sent out a browser replacement. Because he's low on HP he used priority aquajet. I used life orb boosted dazzling gleam. No damage from life orb because of magic guard. The opposing Corphish fainted. As a replacement for Corphish he sent out Diglett. The opposing Diglett used earth power and he lost some of its HP because of life orb. And Abra fainted. I sent out Spritzy. Diglett used super effective sludge bomb and again he lost some of its HP because of life orb. I used Moonburst and Diglett's special attack fell, which is good for me since he's special attacker. Again he used sludge bomb, super effective sludge bomb, but he didn't do too much damage because of that special attack drop. I used wish so I can restore some HP. I used protect so I can let my wish to do what it does. He used sludge bomb once again, but I protected myself. Spritzy's wish came true. Because Diglett used Memento, Spritzy's attack and special attack fell harshly. And Diglett fainted because of Memento. I used Moonblast, but failed because there's no target. He sent out Vullaby. I used Protect to scout what move he's gonna use. And he used Brave Bird, but Spritzy protected itself. So I withdrew Spritzy, and I sent out my Vullaby. He used Brave Bird again, and that obliterated my Vullaby with a critical hit. Vullaby fainted and I don't know if that crit mattered, but I sent out Onyx. Brave Bird is used once again, and my ability is activated. Onyx's defense fell, but speed rose sharply. I used Rock Blast, which hit 2 times, because that's enough to kill Vullaby. Vullaby fainted. And he sent out a browse replacement. I used Rock Blast once again, but this time I hit it 4 times instead of 2 times. Only reason I used Rock Blast is because of Focus Sash, if he had one. But lucky for me, he didn't have it and Abra fainted. And that's the game. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in next one.